Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'll just be showing you how I do this green cut crease using the Juvia's Place Army palette. Before we get started, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and make sure you're hitting that notification bell so you can stay up to date on all of my videos. Let's get into it. All right guys, let's get into it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start by prepping my lids. I am going in with some concealer and I'm going to go ahead and apply that concealer on my lids, and I'm going to use a brush to blend that concealer out. As you can see, I am tapping that concealer onto my lids to make sure I get an even coverage. Definitely take your time when you're putting that concealer on. Again, you want to tap that concealer onto your eyelid. And make sure you're getting the corners of your eye. You just want to make sure you get all of that concealer over your lid. And like I said, make sure you use the tapping motion so you can get that concealer penetrated into your eyelids. And I'm just going back over, making sure I have that concealer on my lids, and it's providing the coverage that I need. I'm going to be going in with some Sacha Buttercup translucent powder to set my lids. So I'm going to be using that same brush, and I am going to go ahead and apply that translucent powder. Now, I'm not applying a whole lot of powder. I am just applying a slight small amount. As you can see that I did tap off some of that translucent powder, and I am using the tapping motion again to apply that translucent powder to make sure I get the full coverage that I am looking for. Now, once I'm done with that, I'll be going in with the Juvia's Place Army palette. I am going to be using 3 colors. The first color I am going to be using, I am pointing to it. And I'm going to be going in with another Real Techniques brush. And I'm going to go ahead and start by creating the shape that I desire for my cut crease. I am tapping that eyeshadow into my eyes, as well as using a back and forth motion. And I'm going to go ahead and apply as much as I would like so that that color can pop. Again, take your time when you are applying that eyeshadow. You don't want to rush it, because if you're looking for a desired look, you definitely want to take your time. And what I'm doing right now is just blending it at the top so it doesn't look as harsh. And tapping that eyeshadow into the outer corners of my eye, so that way it'll give me that ombre effect when I am done. And I'm just going to go ahead and do my other eye the exact same way. All right, guys, so what I'm doing right now is I'm going back through and I'm just blending out the eyeshadow that I just placed on my lids. I am trying to prevent the harsh lines, so that way you're not able to, tell exactly where I started at when I started to do my shape for my cut crease. Now I'm going to go ahead and go in with this green color, and I'm going to apply that to the top portion of my shape that I'm desiring to give it that ombre effect and to blend those two colors together. And as always, make sure you're taking your time. Doing this definitely requires some patience just because it is a little bit time consuming, but you know, you want to make sure you get that desired look that you're looking for. So hey, take your time and you know, make sure you're blending that out properly. Hey. As you can see, everything is coming together perfectly. um, I am using some more of that green color, and I'm going to go ahead and start on my other eye. Again, I am applying that eyeshadow on top of the first eyeshadow that I started with creating the desired look that I'm going for. And you just want to blend those two colors together. So make sure you blend, 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 okay? Make sure you're blending that color together so they can all fall in line accordingly. I do want to let you guys know I am a beginner artist. I'm not a professional makeup artist. I'm definitely self-taught. So a lot of the brushes and the things that I use, I don't use them in order. Like I don't use them for exactly what they're meant to be used for. I really just kind of go with the flow for the most part. And it comes out perfectly. So go on with the flow, you know, do what you need to do. Go with the flow, but just take your time. And I'm just doing the same thing for my other brow. I'm just going back and forth, making sure I'm blending those two colors in together. Okay, so it's coming together perfectly. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to go in with this glitter green, and that's what I'm going to be using to cut my crease. But before I do that, I'm going to go in with some Marcel water, and I'm going to go ahead and cut my crease with that Q-tip. Definitely take your time when you're cutting your crease, because you do want the, you know, that shape that you're looking for. Again, I am going in with some Marcel water to wipe away that makeup, um, to get the cut crease that I'm looking for. Now, I'm not wiping away all of the eyeshadow. I'm just wiping away where I want my cut crease to go, because that's where I'm going to apply that green glitter eyeshadow. All right, guys, so this is the desired cut crease that I'm looking for. I'm going to go ahead and do my other eye to cut that crease as well. And again, I'm using the Marcel water to remove any of the excess eyeshadow that I have before I cut my crease. All right, guys, so I'm going to be going in with a flat brush to cut my crease. I am going to be using some concealer, and I'm just going to apply that concealer on my flat brush, and I am going to go ahead and begin to cut my crease. I do have a mirror that I'm using because I want to make sure I am getting the exact desired look that I'm going for. You definitely want to take your time when you're cutting your crease because you don't want to keep extending it, making it too long or too big. So I'm just putting that concealer onto my lid where I cut my crease at, and just taking my time, to be completely honest with you guys. And because I have a hooded eye, I always close my eye to make sure I am getting that concealer all over my lid. And I'm just going to be doing the exact same thing with my other eye. I'm going to go ahead and cut my crease. I start at the top where I begin my cut crease, and then I work my way around to get the shape that I'm looking for. All right, guys, so I'm just making sure that my cut crease is even. Again, I am just applying that concealer, making sure I get that where I need it. And you definitely want to make sure that they're even because you don't want your cut crease one to be higher than the other. So I am just going back through, making sure that they are even, honey, and make sure you are being careful, taking your time so you can get that look that you're going for. And it is coming together, y'all. I am super happy. It does take time again, so it is a little bit time consuming. All right, guys, so now that I have cut my crease, I'm going to go back in with the Juvia's Place. I'm going to be using that green glitter palette to lay on top of my cut crease. But before I do, I'm going to go in with some NYX glitter primer to apply that on top of my cut crease. So that way the eyeshadow, the glitter eyeshadow, it'll stick, in my opinion. It sticks just a little bit better with the NYX glitter primer. And what I'm doing is I'm just applying a thin layer on top of my cut crease that I've already cut. Just applying a thin layer of the glitter primer onto my lids. And you definitely want to make sure you're taking your time again with the glitter primer. You definitely want to make sure you're taking your time and getting that all over the cut crease. So I'm going to be going in with the glitter green, and I'm just going to pat that eyeshadow onto my cut crease. Again, I'm just patting that eyeshadow on. That way I'm not losing any of the, you know, glue. I'm sorry, not glue, but glitter. And I'm just, again, tapping that eyeshadow onto my cut crease. And when I tell y'all that glitter primer helps, like, it helps a whole lot when you have glitter eyeshadow palettes. Like, it helps. That makes the color pop even more. So I'm going to be going in with another brush, and what I'm doing right now is I'm just tapping that glitter, green glitter on the brush, and I'm just going to tap that onto my lid as well, where I already cut the crease at. Make sure you're taking your time. Just tap that on. It shouldn't fall off. Like, the eyeshadow shouldn't fall off, y'all. Like, be careful because it is glitter. But with Juvia's Place, I noticed that their eyeshadow, the pigment, like, they pop and it sticks to your lid, which is what I love the most about Juvia's Place eyeshadow palettes. And if you need to, get a mirror, a magnifying mirror, so that way you can see exactly where to stop as far as applying that green glitter eyeshadow. And make sure you're taking your time and just tap that eyeshadow into your eye, onto your eyelid, y'all. Just tap that eyeshadow onto your eyelid. So I did go ahead and switch to a smaller brush to get the outline of my cut crease. So I did apply some of that green glitter eyeshadow onto that small brush, and I'm just tapping that around the outline of my cut crease. So it should look something like that. And what I'm going to go in and do is I have this NYX eyeliner that I'll be using to create my wing eye look that I'm also doing a part of. I think adding that eyeliner, it just makes that, eyeshadow pop even more. So when applying my eyeliner, I'm not exactly 100% sure if I'm doing it right, but this is just how I apply my eyeliner to my eye to get that winged eye look. Now, I'm not going to lie, sometimes my hands do shake a little bit, so I move pretty slow when applying my wing because I want to be exact. So again, take your time when you're creating that wing. And yes, y'all, it is coming together beautifully. I am loving it. Again, it is time consuming, but the end results be bomb, like they are fire. I'm telling you. Okay, so I was watching a show, but it should look something like this. Thank you so much for all your support. Mwah.